And I'm going to use my noodle to create this creepy looking candelabra. So I got some pool noodles at Dollarama, and using my scroll saw, I cut them into various sizes. Put them together like this. Then, adding hot glue at the top, I let the hot glue drip down so it looked kind of like candle wax. I did use a lot of hot glue for this project because I had to glue all of the pieces together and then glue even more faux candle wax down the side of the noodles. I also made a cool haunted sandcastle. So I'm just painting the pool noodle right now. I did end up painting all of the wax white as well. I had some tea lights that I bought at Dollarama. I added those, some really cool burgundy flowers, and this neat skull. I did this project on a live stream, and if you want to see that live, I'll link it in the description box. For my next DIY, I wanted to make a spooky lemonade dispenser. This is part of the SummerWeen collaboration hosted by Annie over at Indie Annie Jones. Make Halloween DIYs in the summer. I used Mod Podge to place the graphic onto my lemonade dispenser, and then I used hot glue all around in all of the other places because I wanted to add some texture. So I'm just making hot glue lines all around. Then, using turquoise paint from Deco Arts, I used that and I covered up most of the hot glue lines. Here's how it looks. I bought this moss that I got at Dollarama, and I decided I wanted to put the moss on in between the glued up lines. Now I did end up covering most of the lines with the moss because I really liked how it looked. There were two types of moss in the bag. This one was more of a green moss, and I decided to use that for the back of the project. And I just stuck that on with hot glue. Here's how it looks so far. I had these twigs. We had a huge storm here and a tree branch fell, and I thought, hey, I can use these twigs for something. So I prepared them all, and then I painted them the same turquoise color. And I decided that I would glue them onto the side and the back of my lemonade dispenser. And I thought it looked like hands, like fingers almost, grabbing onto the sides. I had this little anchor, and I decided to paint it black with like a grayish tinge to it. And I put that on, and then I put some hot glue on it as well to try and give it like a creepy look. Here I am, I'm just painting it over with the gray color. It's like a silvery metallic silver, I guess. And I also had this turtle, and I thought I could make it like a skeleton sea turtle. So I'm giving it a few layers of different color paint here just to try and achieve like a more deadly look. I had these little sequins, and I thought they would make really cute air bubbles. And I had a little piece of chain in my stash that I added on just to give it a creepier look. Then I used these leaves that I had for the lid, and I added some moss. Here's how it's looking so far. I really love the picture. I decided to make my sea turtle even more spooky, and I gave him some little bones to make him a skeleton. Now, using a pen and paper, I decided to make a spider web. And I'm just drawing around all the web here. Then I put my paper underneath, and using hot glue, I decided to make a mold of the web. And here's how it looks. And I'm just peeling it off. I thought it turned out great, and I added it on top. Next, I had these brass fasteners, and I took a few out, opened them up, and using hot glue, I stacked them one on top of the other. Now, it did take a little bit of fuss because they were falling, but I managed to get them, and here's how they look. And I'm making a little spider. After I bent all the legs downwards, I gave it a coat of paint. And I did make 3 of these little spiders. And once the paint was on, I added a little bit of glitter. And here's how they look. I'm just adding them to the web. I like them a lot. I thought they were really cute. I mean, really spooky. I did end up making 6 little spiders, 3 of them for the web, and 3 for another project that I also included these little shells, and I made little skeleton and ghost faces. For my next DIY, I wanted to make faux sand with flour and baby oil. So after mixing 4 cups of flour and half a cup of baby oil, I mixed that all up together in this bowl. Now, I did have to add a little bit more baby oil to get it to the right consistency. And once I did that, I used the baby oil bottle to pound down on top of the faux sand to get it into this mold that I had bought at Dollarama. Then I flipped over the mold, and using the baby oil bottle again, pounded on the top. Voila! There it was. I did it. I love how it turned out. Then I took some Mod Podge, very many bottles of it, in fact, and poured out the Mod Podge so it would drip down all across the turrets of the castle. So I did this all around the top of the castle and had the Mod Podge dripping all the way down so it covered completely. And also previously I had put Mod Podge on the very bottom of the castle too, so that when I put the sand on top, there would be Mod Podge on the bottom and also all on the top. So I'm just letting the Mod Podge drip down here. And I did completely cover everything. So the whole thing was white. I'm just making sure that I get every little spot because there were some dips in the castle. And I wanted this to harden overnight. It did say it would take at least 72 hours to cure. So I'm just looking for some more Mod Podge. I did buy a few bottles and I got them at Dollarama. But the bottles were tiny, so that's why it did take quite a few. And here it is. I decided to add some sand on top to make it look more real. If you like Halloween and you want to celebrate it in the summer, why don't you try making a few of these cool decorations? A summery spooky lemonade dispenser, a cool eerie candle pool noodle candelabra, or my sweet sandcastle with spiders and ghosts. Here's the candelabra lit up. I love how my decorations really accented the sandcastle. And my little spiders are so cute. And the ghosts are scary. If you want to learn more how to make some unique pumpkin DIYs, click on the next video.